90.3 WMSC over Montclair. We're back. This is the Diary Room.
The Diary Room.
The Diary Room. The Diary Room. The Diary Room. My name is Chris, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Ms.
Mole. Tis
Mole.
I, Mole.
Hi, Mole.
Hello,
We
just Chris.
are back. It's another week. We had an eviction this week. Someone's gone, but we're not there yet.
No,
We
not
gotta
yet.
start from the beginning of the week. But it's a beginning of the week, nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
No time wasted.
None.
Because there's so much yap. This is the first week, always a big time in a new Big Brother season, because this is when you really get to see the people for who they are. Because, well, not usually, but at least in this case and last season's case, I will certainly go out on a limb and say that we've seen quite a bit of these people's personalities already.
Yeah.
After
A whole
the
bunch.
week that we've had. But starting off with Sunday, a lot happened. We started off with, it was the hour 30, right? The hour and a half long episode.
A full first week of
Yes,
hour and a half
a full first
episodes.
week of hour and a half episodes.
They treated us well for a minute. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
We only get one a week, which is more than usual. So, just saying. Either way, we got the first episode, which was the big introduction to the entire season, I guess, and like the vibes that we would be having. So we saw the whole thing that they were teasing with this accomplice and the mastermind and all of that jazz. And we have so they left off on where did we leave off on Sunday? It was right before they were voting for who the who they thought the accomplice was.
Yeah, so
I
on
believe.
the premiere night,
Yes.
they were just like, yo, Rachel's here, but she's
Yeah.
not the 17th house guest. And we're like, oh, what does
Yes.
that mean? And then so I think we knew there's an accomplice. They just heard of
But
the
we didn't know who it
accomplice.
was.
They kept us waiting all weekend.
They kept us waiting all weekend for that, and that was quite ridiculous,
That was
quite
interesting.
frankly.
And that's where they left the premiere, and so they opened on Sunday with it. And this confused me. Well,
Yeah.
you said it was ridiculous that they didn't tell us. I kind of think I was frustrated.
I was frustrated because there were no hints.
I know.
There weren't any hints for the house guests. There
Yeah.
weren't any hints for the viewers. It was just like they had to just guess, basically,
Yeah.
based off of a couple random things that happened around the time of like the ceremony when they were like the lights went out and everything, and it was like, okay, now who's the accomplice? And then it was just a lying fest.
I think what's interesting is, like, if you go back and watch the premiere, knowing who it is now, you can
I was
tell.
wondering, can you tell?
Yes.
I never went back and watched, so you can tell.
I've seen the clips, but I mean, if you're listening to
Really?
our show now, you know who it is. And
Yes.
so I saw a couple of clips. Like, I didn't rewatch the whole episode, but I saw some clips, I saw some stills. And so in the end, it ends up being Amy. I had no clue. I didn't know. And then so I saw pictures, and so they show like she's the one who turned off the lights with a remote. And if you go back, it's obvious that there's something in her pocket, which, like, I mean, it
Interesting.
could just be anything, but obviously they don't have phones in their pocket. And that's where I think
Yeah.
that's interesting. Where, like, what does she have, like a lipstick in there? Apparently, people over the weekend, I missed it. There was like someone tweeted, they're like, "What's in your pocket, Amy?" I never realized that. I don't think I ever would have put that together because also to turn off the lights, I thought it would be like a switch. Like I never would have thought it would just be remote because I've never seen anyone in the house turn the lights on or off.
Yeah. Well, she didn't turn them off, did she? She used that remote to like flip the chest
Oh,
over
you're
and
right.
get rid of the
Yeah.
thing. I remember that's what it was
So
because
I still wouldn't have
when they were
realized that.
like showing the thing on like the where it was like what she did to accomplish her mission,
Yeah.
and it was like the lights went out and she like
She's so like obviously like pressed the button. Which is good for her because no one know. Nobody
well,
knew.
yeah, it was pitch black. They were like squished together though. There's no way nobody
Yeah.
like felt her like digging in her pocket or something like
Right.
that. Like,
And with the button pushing the timer, well, we discussed very briefly at the end of our premiere review that like I didn't want to speculate it too much because I think I would drive myself crazy. But I kind of assumed it was someone in that first group, if not the second group. Like the first two groups of people that were brought into the
they showed the
house.
timer after the second group, I believe, for the first
Yeah.
time.
So that
So,
kind of like whittled it
yeah, narrows
down.
it in half, I guess.
But even still, did not know it was her. And neither did the
No
house
idea.
guests.
So there were, so you said you went back and watched the clips. We know, like, there was some level of indication that she was doing that,
It
or was
seems
it?
so minor that there was just literally something in her pocket and that she was reaching for it around the time that the mastermind was talking. Because she must have just been debriefed on go in the house, find a timer, find a button, a red button, and when the mastermind comes up, press the button on the remote. So I never would have put it together that there's just something in her pocket because I am also thinking
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it's her lipstick, you know. But turns out that that's all it was. Was
I
the
also
remote.
just wouldn't expect anyone to be inspecting anyone's pockets.
No,
Like,
not at all. Not at all.
but either way, the house guests did not. And we had to watch that painful interrogation. That was just like it was so unfair
Mm-hmm.
for the house guests.
It was
Like
weird.
Rachel and Amy were both obviously you're not going to cast somebody for the show and not be like, okay, like there's like a 90% chance you're going to make it in. Like there's no way she would have said yes if like
Mm-hmm.
the task to get in was difficult. Like, sure, obviously she's going to say yes, but like they would have felt bad if she got rejected
Mm-hmm.
because she was had to do something difficult that
Yeah.
was easily compromisable or something like that. I'm sure they made it super ambiguous for that reason,
Yeah.
so that we could have an Amy and a Rachel
Mm-hmm.
because they've done 17th house guests before?
Yeah.
Question mark.
At least, well, because Suri was the 17th a couple seasons ago.
You're right.
And
Technically the twins as well, but that
yeah, I
doesn't really count.
suppose.
Sort of,
But
not really.
it's really strange the way that they explained this because then they explain there's an accomplice among us and you get to if you suspect who it is, I understood it as you can vote this person out if you suspect who it is. What I didn't understand was that it was an instruction to pick who it was right now and go vote. Like I thought it was going to be like a week long thing.
I was also extremely confused why they
Okay.
just made it like a 1 day thing as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Figure out
and
night one
maybe
who it
just for the sake
is.
of time. Yeah, but like
Maybe.
either way, it was very wonky. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I guess it
It could have
was
been so much more.
interesting. Yes. They could have
Yeah.
had it going alongside the HOH, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe
Yeah.
maybe she had to do more tasks throughout the week,
I thought there was gonna
something
be
like that.
more.
Like, why would you? It had to have been for the sake of like making it easier on her, so she would more easily be able to join the house guests and not have to worry about getting kicked out because she made a mistake or something like that.
I
But
guess.
if you're gonna do the twist, then what's the point of
I feel
giving it
like
zero stakes at all, you
they didn't
know?
commit to anything. It's in the end. Well, actually, no. It's a matter who it is. I wish there was more. Like it
Yeah.
was a couple tasks of yes, this remote, press this button, and clearly none of them put it together. It would have been higher stakes if then there's context of hey, one of you is the accomplice. Now it's harder. You have to do these tasks while everybody's watching you, and they're like, "Why are you
Yes.
pulling this thing?" Oh, I'm just
Exactly.
exploring. Like, no, I see you, Amy. I didn't think night one they were like, yeah, who's the most sus of all of you? Like just your energy, which one of you is suspicious? And I think they got it right, but that's a side note. If the question is who is the most suspicious, but whatever. And like nobody really had the chance to really show who they were yet or actually do a task that would be
Exactly.
accomplice E. They,
Yes.
everything happened prior to them knowing that. I think it would have been much harder if they knew. And then the question is, if you know Amy is the accomplice, do you bother voting her out or do you use that for you? Like, hey, Amy, I know you're the
I know you're
accomplice,
the accomplice, but I'm
but
not going
I'm
to vote
not
you out.
because, and then I'm gonna let you play in this house, work with me. And it would
Nobody
have
would
been,
do that though. I don't think that would have happened. But like it's still an
I don't
in
know,
it's still
would have
it's
been,
still a thing.
would
Like
have been giving us
it's
something.
something. Yes,
Yeah.
it's something and I agree with you in that aspect because
Yeah.
it's like they didn't really commit to it at all and
No.
it's kind of lame. Like
Yeah.
the accomplice as a I mean not the accomplice. I keep like calling the mastermind the accomplice
But the accomplice is just his buddy.
subconsciously. The accomplice is his buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I hope that I would assume that the mastermind is going to be like Ainsley this season or something like that, which is cool. I
Mm,
think that's interesting that you have like a villain or something like that. And I'm glad
yeah.
they didn't market him as a freaking 17th house guest like they did last year.
Oh my gosh,
I
yeah.
think
They
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 learned
were
their
more upfront
lesson.
with it this year. I know we didn't
Yeah.
decide. We decided not to include the 17th in the draft because we were very skeptical after last year.
And they just made it
They did what they promised
scratching
us
my
last year.
eyes.
But you know what? We after the trauma of 26, we did what we had to do. But then this would have been the 18th house guest, Well, I mean, we didn't get rid of him after premiere night. We'll mention that later. But unfortunately, as of right this second, I think this is literally like the last of the accomplice. That was such a womp. Like it's mentioned
Yeah.
once many episodes later, but not in the context of hey, this is still happening. So what? She was the accomplice, and now she's in the house. And then it would have also been so disappointing to see her go, not knowing anything about her. There's no emotional connection from the audience to. I'm looking at this from like a screenwriter perspective.
Yeah.
Like
There's just nothing.
there's the
You
audience is
either
not emotionally invested in this person to get her out. It's just like womp, okay. And like I would have felt bad. Maybe if there was some kind of like battle back, that'd be sick. But like it was nothing. But the only purpose it served was that the live feeds didn't come up until the end of the episode we're talking about. On it came back at like 12:30 our time on Monday morning. That was the only thing that held us over and kept interest from Thursday to Sunday. And then it was so disappointing. And then if people are complaining, they're like, "Ooh, but we have live feeds now. Look at this." So I don't know.
jingling the keys.
Oh, look at the live feeds. So whatever.
But I mean, it's not. It's over now. The
And
one
that's it.
positive thing, it didn't last that long. If it lasted for like multiple episodes and it was still lame, it could have been
Yeah.
worse.
I'd rather just be
At
boring for
least
like a
it's
second.
over.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was like instead of being boring, it was weird. And I'd
Yeah.
rather it be weird than boring and poorly implemented, and have no real lasting consequences than it being super stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. Not the greatest twist ever, not a good one by any stretch of the means,
It happened.
but we did get a little more information after the House gets voted for who they thought the accomplice would be, because after uh, Zay, what did Zay do that was suspect? I actually don't remember.
I don't remember. I think he's just
He
him.
he was
I don't
they
remember
the
the.
the house guests gravitated towards three house guests. It was Zay. There was another one, I believe,
A
for
third
like a
one?
second. Somebody was like, "What if it's this person?" And then everybody just didn't think much of it. I could be very wrong. But either way, the two main people anybody was voting for were Riley and Zay, because Riley decided he would go to the bathroom right before the ceremony.
Ugh.
Um,
And
and
little did we
and
know how much the bathroom has to do with all
the
plot
bathroom
points
is the
this week.
source of all BB16 or BB27 plot points. 20, I said 16.
Time
I
travel is
brain
fair.
rot. I have brain rot. But yeah, no, the bath. This is the first of many offenses that the bathroom commits. Um, Riley decides to head to the bathroom. The mastermind pops up on the screen and turns the lights off. It was Amy's perfect victory, if
Yep.
anything. It was the
Yep.
only thing that completely let her slip under the shadows because everyone was like, "Oh, you just happened to go to the bathroom when the big guy on the screen turned the lights off and took Julie away. What are you talking about?" And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Guys, I promise it wasn't me." And nobody believes him.
Mm-hmm.
I believed him, to be honest, because it's like that was painfully obvious. If it
Yeah.
was him and he had to go somewhere else before the ceremony,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's gonna know that it was him. Obviously, he's not even gonna get a chance to play. Um, so didn't even think it was him from when all the house guests were speculating, which is why I was so confused why everybody was so quick to jump on it.
Yeah.
Um, Nobody questioned it. I don't, well, except for the people who voted for Zay, but I don't remember why they voted for Zay.
I think it's just really interesting the characters that they picked
Yeah.
out because on our podcast, on other people's work, I just see like the three people in Zay and Riley and Amy, based on preseason info alone, we're the bottom of the barrel, like of people's picks, it seems, just based on their preseason interviews. And so maybe there is just genuinely something about Zay that they found suspicious. Like, I just
He's kind of funny though. Like,
he's a character,
he's kind of
as
funny.
everyone else
I
is.
think that he's interesting. He's not like your typical complete brawn man,
Mm-hmm.
only displays competitions. Like he is a pretty cool guy. He's smart.
Well, five
He
people found him suspicious. And
guess he just wasn't doing a pretty great job at not being
I
suspicious that
guess
day.
I wasn't entirely convinced it wasn't Zay. I was not convinced that it was Riley because of similar reasons that you said were like, okay, you're just gonna like, oh wait, sorry guys, gotta go to the bathroom. Like that looked like a man that genuinely was like, I have been waiting on this stage to I have to enter this house and be shocked and calm, cool, and collected. I'm on national TV. I need to use the bathroom. That just looked like a man that needed to do what he needed to do.
And they struck him down for it, or they
Terrible
attempted to
timing.
strike him down for it.
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
No.
Didn't work. We got so then they voted. We got 11 votes for Riley and 5 for Zay.
For
Riley
not.
is he's like, I'm keeping my hat here. He put his hat on the ground, and Julie was like, Zay or Riley, you are not the accomplice. And he was like, I'm keeping my cowboy hat here. He picked it up off the ground, he put it back on his head. Um, and he wasn't the accomplice. I mean, it was pretty obvious. And then shortly after, we got another reveal.
Mm-hmm.
We finally got to see what Zach's power does. It
Mm-hmm.
allows him to buy himself off the block
Incredible.
with his $10,000 that he obtained from Julie. Those are special 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's able to trade his 10,000 for safety. If at any point during was it during the veto meeting
I
or was it
believe so. I
yeah.
think it was veto related.
So he gets free one free veto for himself until jury.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we'll see if he's got to use it in the future.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing that I didn't know, I don't know if you do, I can't remember if he could only use it on himself or can he use it on others.
I believe he can only use it on himself.
Okay. Which I was kind of disappointed in because I feel like if he could use it on others, it's more of like the MJ scenario of America's veto from last season in
Last season,
26
yeah.
when it was like, ooh, is she gonna use it on Matt or is she gonna save it to use it on herself? I kind of wish there was that added element. Like right now
I'm kind of
there's like,
glad that it's not that way.
well, I'm glad it wasn't America's veto, but I kind of wish he could use it on someone else because
Yeah.
I want to see him be like, ooh, should I save the
Should
pretty
I use it
girl?
on friggin' what's her face? The one who I forget her name already and is
Uh,
kind of irrelevant.
Lauren.
Yes,
Yeah,
the bridal consultant.
yeah,
Is
that's
that her name?
weird over there. Yeah.
I just remember like she was like fawning over her and she was like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I've never been in a relationship before."
The
That was
showmance that they're really trying to push. Like I'm really
they're
sure.
trying to push so many showmances this year.
Well, because last season,
It's
like
like,
everyone and their mother had a crush on someone in the house.
yeah,
And so it was fun because some people were together and then others weren't. And like everyone loved Leah. It's like, please, we just want showmances and drama. And I'm like, it is week one.
it's week one.
Ugh.
I feel like I'm gonna say something,
Say it.
and I think that I'm right, but I could just be crazy. But with the advent of Love Island, I
Mm,
believe that they're pushing these showmances so much harder, and
all
it's
right.
kind of annoying. Because, like, in seasons before last season, like, Love
Hmm.
Island blew up last year.
Yes. Yeah,
And
yeah.
now it's like super popular this year, and I'm just so sick of hearing about it. But last year was when they started to like shed a little more light than normal on the show. And now it's
Hmm.
just like they're just making it so obvious. They're having all the house guests who are talking about being matchmakers, and they have all like the little moments between them when it's like not even anything.
That's like a
They
B plot.
slandered Keanu. They
Hmm.
slandered him because, yeah, he was little. That was this episode, right? Or was it? was that Wednesday? But either way, even if it wasn't, they had a segment with Keanu where he was like just appearing in Ava's space, but
Yes.
he only ever like intentionally did it like two out of the five clips that they showed. They
Mm-hmm.
showed like a whole bunch of clips.
Yeah.
Like one of them, he intentionally walked in. He was like, "Oh yeah, I heard you were in here." Like it was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I heard you were in here. I had to pull up or something like that." And then there was the other one where he like left the storage room and went back in like three times. That was kind of funny though.
It was funny.
Yeah, but like the other ones, he was just like in the same space, like walking in the same room, and it's like, okay,
No.
he's trying to talk to you, like he's trying to have a conversation, like
Mm-hmm.
sure, whatever. That's just my goat right there, so
I
I
think
can't have them slander my him.
I think that the Love Island thing puts this makes so much more sense
Yeah,
because oh guys, I did the worst thing ever this week. I re-downloaded TikTok. Ugh! And so I like literally re-downloaded it to watch something my friend sent me, and unfortunately the next day I found Matt from last season. I watched one of his TikToks, and now the whole thing is just Big Brother, and I'm just on it for way too long, and it's painful. But what I have seen
I'm,
is I know nothing about Love Island. I just know it's the show that was after Big Brother for a while, and it's
yeah.
blown up and whatever. And now all these Love Island people are like, what do I do with my life now that the season's over? And people
Don't get
like,
them on Big Brother.
so many
No,
people are like, come over to Big
no,
Brother.
no,
And
uh-uh,
I think if
no.
people genuinely like it, great. But if you are looking for Love Island, this is the wrong show.
This
But
is
you're
Big
right. They're
Brother.
trying perhaps to market it a little bit more like oh yeah, we need these Love Island people to continue watching. And it's so unfortunate because Lauren literally is like, I want to focus on the game. And they're like trying to paint it like, oh, there's this thing between her and Zach, which like who knows down the line, but it just seems so super
She said it
one-sided.
herself right now.
Ugh,
It shouldn't matter what happens down the line. We're
yeah.
focusing on the game.
Focus on the
This
game.
is
Like
Big
showmances
Brother.
are like not even B plot, they're like C.
Yes,
Leave them and leave them.
they
And
are C plot.
if it happens, it happens. That's fantastic. It
Ugh,
will make or break their game. It'll be great. But it is a strategy. It is a game point to have a showmance that either takes you to the end or gets your butt out of here real soon. It's not Love Island. It's Big Brother.
it's Big Brother. But
But
yeah, no, that was just my theory. I
yeah.
might be right, might be wrong. Either way,
Yeah.
um, we got a few other pairings. We got some small, I'm not even gonna say alliances because it feels like every alliance has just been fake this season. Um,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I don't think any of the alliances have been necessarily legit, except for the inseparable duo of Amy and Rachel,
Mm-hmm.
which will be a plot for this entire week. We see Amy and Rachel are ride or dies from day
Mm-hmm.
one. Um, Power to them, I guess. After the events that transpired this week, I was not very fond of them,
Yeah.
both of them.
Mm. I
Um,
see.
and we also got a team up between Jimmy, Mickey, and Morgan. That's nightmare, except for Mickey is Mickey's cool. Out of the three of them, I probably like her the best, by a long shot.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see. I mean, we didn't really see much more of them outside of that first episode. Um,
Not too much. I the funniest thing about this is I think I have a complete opposite view as you. Because I'm looking at Mom Squad with Amy and Rachel. I'm like, yes, yes, moms, yes, mother. Like, I'm glad that
yeah,
they're
like
teaming
yes,
up.
mother.
I like them as far as I've seen, But the other thing is then we mentioned triple threat. I love Jimmy. I do love Jimmy because I just want to see things happen. I want to see mess. I want to see evil. I want to see gay. And that's what I am here for.
I want to see mess, evil, and gay.
Mess, evil, and gay.
True.
And that is
Truth.
triple threat. That is the triple threat that I
That is the
deserve
true.
in this
Yeah.
house. And I wanna see more of all of them
But unfortunately,
individually.
like out of mess, evil, and gay, unfortunately, it's just one of them. Bring.
I know.
And we'll
I
quickly
know.
find out who's bringing the three of those traits.
Oh, one of them is a triple threat in
One
himself.
of them is a single triple threat,
I'm
not
living
much of
for
a
it.
threat,
I'm
but
living for it.
you're you're a better person than I am,
I am
Mole.
sat. I just
Um,
want the drama.
you are a much better person than I am, Mole. Well, it's finally time for the HOH competition. I'm sad now.
Well,
Now
okay.
I'm sad.
Okay. So wait, I'm a nice person excited for a triple threat for Mom Squad. But then we reveal the HOH room. I I hate this room.
Really?
I don't like it. I want it to be none more. I am so disappointed. I am so sad, Chris.
I don't love it, but I also, if it's the vibe of the house, kind of, sort of, not, it's not perfect.
I get it.
Not,
They tried. It is
yeah.
it is the diary room of HOH rooms. I am so mad about this diary room. It is not good. I don't like it. They have two diary rooms. Did they always have two? Do they always have one
I don't
upstairs
think
and one
so.
downstairs? One of them is like the B side. It is not it. I am so mad about this HOH room because the house looks fantastic, high expectations, and then it's just like here's a really dark red room with sheets that don't match. Have fun,
That was one of the
luxury.
things. Yes.
The the
The vault.
entrance to the bathroom is weird. I think it's impractical because when the fake fireplace you turn it, it just
Hmm.
makes the entrance really narrow and you gotta shimmy your way into the bathroom. I would not want to shimmy. I have to go
I
use the
don't want to
bathroom.
shimmy into my
I'm not
bathroom.
shimmying. I want to run in there and be like, everyone go away. I do not wish to shimmy, and that is the room of luxury? Come on. Come on. And so
That's up for debate.
I would have loved the same thing with the diary room. I want like bookshelves. I want like castle. I want like I it doesn't have to be bright. Like I'm not mad that it's like dark, but the red on red was not the vibe for me. I think even if it was like maybe purple. I feel like there's purples in the house. I don't want to like we literally talked for like hours about the layout of the house and the decorations like I'm some interior designer. I was so disappointed, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
Ah, but they did such a great job at the rest of the house and then this room is just like red. Shimmy into that bathroom.
Red shimmy into that bathroom.
So those are my notes.
That's great notes. I mean, I honestly didn't really pay too much attention
I had strong
to
opinions.
the HOH room. Because like I get what they were going for, and it is effective enough, so I'm not going to yell at it. But I do agree with that was my one gripe was the bathroom thing. I thought it was a little strange.
It's impractical.
It is
I don't
very
know.
impractical. But who's inhabiting the HOH room this week, you may ask, perchance.
Perchance. Perchance. Well, it depends. Do you decide who inhabits this room based on who has the key around their neck or who uses the shower? Too soon? Too soon? So sorry,
A little
I'm
bit
so
too
funny.
soon. It's
I'm here
okay,
all
but that
week.
was hilarious.
I try.
But the person who won the key around their neck was none other than Vince.
Yeah.
Vince wins the HOH. Competition was interesting. A little forgettable because I kind of forget few aspects. What was it?
Well,
It was
that was the balancing one.
the balancing one.
That was like made him one of the many winners of the premiere night.
Yes.
It was
Um,
just like it was a comp.
you're so right. And then Vince decides his nominations. Throughout this episode, he was polling other people. Um, and we ended up with three prime suspects, low key four, uh, but we'll get to the nitty gritty a little bit later. He initially settles, he definitely wants Zay because he was like a nothing burger and everybody thought he was accomplice.
They thought he
Um,
was so sus, so he's got to be on the block.
and Amy because she was crying about Ashley getting nominated after Ashley put a big old target on her back. Um, Ashley decided to take a so I'm going to explain it through the eyes of a house guest.
Mm.
Because Ashley took a shower in Vince's bathroom for 2 hours. That was
What?
what everybody thought. Everybody thought she took a 2 hour long shower in Vince's bathroom before Vince even showered for the night. And it was like late and it was like 12 o'clock and she didn't get done till like 2 apparently. Who knows what the heck happened? Because apparently that shower was only 30 minutes.
What is up with this? What is up with this?
I don't know. And then Catherine made that remark.
That was
Um,
crazy.
that was crazy. It was kind of funny though. She kind of clocked her.
It
She
was
did kind of
like
clock her.
the thing is from yes, from a house guest perspective, Ashley's up there for 2 hours. They're thinking, wow, she's taking a 2 hour shower. Apparently, like Vince didn't even like think anything of it until later when he found out that people were
Yeah.
talking. And then, I mean, if it was true, like, yeah, Catherine, like, call her out. But they also didn't have the details. Also, like, they have one clock. Did they actually,
Yeah.
like, look at the clock? Because, like, I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't show it. But clearly they didn't show a lot because we don't see these live feeds. We're on Sunday, never having seen the live feeds. Thinking, like, okay, yeah, for all we know, she could have been in the shower for 4 hours,
5 years.
5 years, we have no clue. But because it's week one and the only things that they have to go off of is who is suspicious,
And
we don't,
who
and
takes the longest
who
shower?
takes long showers, and then who cries a river after the shower person, the
Do
showerer.
not do anything in the first week of Big Brother. You're
It
not allowed to do
it
anything.
made me think like if I was in the house, like I think I would just have to stand in the corner doing nothing for several days just to be not suspicious. The only people that were
Then they would put
clear
you up because you're standing in the
because I'm
corner
standing in the
being
corner,
not
and then it's
suspicious.
corner gate, and that's what would be happening.
And you're not socializing enough.
Can't do anything right this first week. You
Cannot do
cannot do
anything on the first
anything
week of Big
to
Brother.
stand out. The only person then, of course, besides the people who were actually safe from the block, that was chilling was Riley because he was the only person that was cleared for being the accomplice. Everyone else, it was fair game. So you take a long shower, or at least it appears to other people that you're taking a long shower. Get your butt on the block, apparently. And Mustache Man says that's enough for me, which is unfortunate because he explicitly said to those who participated in that HOH competition, including Ashley, you're safe from the block. But everyone in the house is saying, ooh, I think maybe Ashley. So what was he supposed to do? And then Ashley
Yeah.
gets blamed, like, oh, you're on the block because you're really paranoid. Maybe that's because everyone in the house is saying to put her up. Because if
Maybe
she
you
just
shouldn't
sat
take a
there,
30-minute long shower, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yes. Especially if, unless they cut it differently, if she's like, oh, I'll only be 10 minutes. I know that she doesn't have a clock. I know that,
It
like,
was
I
definitely a long shower if it was that, like, noticeable from
had to have
other
been
house
more than
guests.
10 minutes. Well, then I
It was
wonder if she was
definitely
just
more than 10.
upstairs for 2 hours. And they, like,
But, like, what was she doing for 2 hours in the
because were they
bathroom?
talking? Because then if they were just talking up there, then Vince
Maybe.
would know that they were talking.
Yeah.
Questions. So many questions. So little
Too
answers
many
because it was
questions.
all before the feeds.
Yeah.
So she gets put up because she's paranoid, but rightfully so because everyone is saying to put her up. But the problem then is if she didn't go upstairs as many times as she did to try to talk to Vince, then she also probably would have been on the block where, like, why didn't you come talk to me? Why do you think you're so safe? So there was no winning in this episode for Ashley.
Yeah. Unfortunately. And I mean, it's like, what do you even do in the first week? I guess that's
Take
just she
showers.
just got unlucky. Um,
Watch like next
but
season, like nobody take a shower. Like I don't even want to touch the bathroom upstairs. I'm not shimmying for nothing. HOH, you get your room. I don't want to be put on the block.
I don't want to shimmy.
I don't
I
want to
don't want to
shimmy.
shimmy.
Cause if you shimmy, then you're on the block week 1. I don't dare shimmy.
No, I don't.
One more
Um,
note. I didn't know it was pronounced Hotel Mystère. What?
Mystere.
I kept saying like Mr. Ray because I saw someone call it like there's an accent like Mr. Ray. I don't know how they said it,
Yeah,
but I
I
just thought it
thought
was
it
funny, and I'm like, yeah, Mr. Ray. Like that's what it is.
Mr. A,
It's not just
but it's
mystery.
actually Mystere.
Mystere.
That sounds really dumb.
Okay. Okay, Hotel Mystere. I will start calling you
Uh,
by the correct name once you fix that diary room and the
Literally,
block.
fix your diary room, Hotel Mystere. You got a
Yeah,
defective diary
I'm
room,
calling you Mr. Ray until you fix
Mr.
that.
Ray.
But yeah, that's my last note on Sunday.
Yeah,
Showergate.
Showergate happened. Vince's nominations happened. And then we move straight into Wednesday.
Another 90-minute episode, but forever,
All the time.
all the time.
Um, we had the veto competition as always, with some small antics prior. Um, nothing, nothing very large right before the veto, right?
Not enough that I
I don't
remembered,
think so. Yeah, not
truthfully.
enough to be relevant. But we ended up getting a a good old picking session out of our trusty hat, and Vince pulled Ama.
Mew and Ama. 18,000 gets dropped. It's okay, Chris.
Amy.
Yay!
And Amy is obviously like, I want to play with Rachel because Rachel's gonna take me off the block. If I play with Rachel, Rachel can take me off the block. And
She's why did you
then
sound like Elmo?
that's how she sounds to me.
I'll
and
accept it.
then
No, no
and
argument.
then they and then Zay gets picked. Um, and Zay was just thinking in like those when they're picking, they have like the montage of people's diary rooms. They're like talking about who they want to pick,
Mm-hmm.
and Zay's like, "Oh, I would love to pick Zach. We're boys. He's
Mm.
so cool." And then he picks Zach, and Zach's like, "Oh," because Zach wanted to throw the competition.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to play at all because he doesn't want to have to choose between, I don't remember exactly
I
what
mean,
his motives were.
at this point, again, it's week one where so much as taking a long shower dictates your position in the game. There were so many people that said that their strategy week one is to lay low. So he's probably like, oh, my plans are foiled. Like I just kind of wanted. He doesn't want to go against his ally, but also is like, but I don't want to be the one to make the move. So there's that. Okay, Zach.
Yeah. And honestly, it was the smart thing to do. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you don't want to put a target on your back. Oh, yeah, he didn't want to win it because he won $10,000 and everybody knew he won $10,000.
Yeah.
So if everybody was like, "Oh, he won $10,000 and he won the veto," like
Gotta lay
I
low
don't want to let
after
you do
that.
that.
Yeah.
So Zay attempts to choose Zach so that he would help him. It didn't work.
Alas.
Alas, it did not work.
Mm-hmm.
He was he was so out of the idea of playing. He didn't really show up to fight in the first place. Um, but honestly, that's okay because you're playing your own game. Shouldn't have to worry about another player week one. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And did we talk about the competition itself?
Not yet.
Well, let's get on. It is I believe it was called Felony Forest. I don't know if that was the name of it.
Something along those lines. I
Something
just
like
remember
that.
seeing a sign that said that. I was kind of confused by this comp.
Um,
I was kind
I
of
didn't like
scared.
it either. I wasn't a huge fan. Um, Too much scrolling, too many rules. They were just like strolling around, trying to figure out what the different pieces of evidence like were. They had to go to different crime scenes and they were like, okay, let me sniff this thing. I don't know. This smells like this. What is this tire track? Okay, now let
Yeah.
me guess which person it is. And it was just a lot of, I don't know. It was very convoluted, especially for someone like Zay, who has
Mm.
a bad sense of smell.
It like I feel like I have such a blindness when it comes to smell or like taste, like to differentiate things or to
Yeah,
tell like what is what. So like I sympathize. I would have hated this comp. I would have done really
yeah,
poorly. The matching the tire tracks, that's one thing. Like at least it's like recognizing a pattern. It also was so weird as like a viewer. It's like I can't I can't participate. Like I will play the anyone who
yeah.
watches like we
When we
watch from
watch,
home.
we yeah,
Try to put your stuff together from
exactly.
home and like we can't smell the smells. So it's like okay, hopefully what they're saying is true and the whole comp was really like at least the competitions wall, you see if they're on the wall or not. The ones where they have to slide back and forth and they fill like the thing with liquid, you could see like, oh gosh, who's gonna fill it up first. With this one, it's like, okay, they're just kind of walking, which was my complaint about the competition that Jimmy won on premiere night, where it's like, yeah, just go wander around this room for a couple minutes. And if you get it right, you win, and if not, you fall through a floor. Falling through the floor was the only exciting part. It was just kind of a I didn't really care for this comp. It was
Yeah,
whatever. I do like the the camera in the toilet though. I thought that was funny. I would have hated it. I tweeted, I was like, I am Amy and Amy is me. Because she was so disgusted. I'm like, tag yourself. That is me in this competition. Grody.
he's not wrong. All the noises that they have in the background too. It's the same thing every time. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like why are we making this so disgusting? Like I get it's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be hard, but whatever. I guess the smells weren't too terrible. It was like food and stuff. But either way,
To put
the
their
winner
face in the
was
toilet though. Sorry, winner.
Ashley.
Ah, justice. Showergate case closed.
I just feel like she's using this moment that she's been like outed on as like a way to build her like I don't even know. She hasn't done the greatest job at handling it,
Mm-hmm.
at least from the way that I've observed. It's just like you talk to all these people and you like make sure you're all good because it's like, okay, you took like a 2 hour and allegedly two
Mm-hmm.
hour long shower. You get put up on the block for it. What else is Vince supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Really and truly, like this is week one. Obviously, you don't want to be on the block, but like, what are you gonna do? Just pick three random people? Like, you have to have a reason for trying to get them out, and that was
Mm-hmm.
what ended up happening because there wasn't really much.
I guess she still like totally could have reacted in a different way. Like she seemed, but I also don't blame her. Like personally, I'd be really upset if like
Mhm.
someone's going around talking about me, and so she kind of took it out on Catherine. It was a lot. The conversation between Ashley and Catherine, and the like the faces, the sass, which from both of them was insane. I feel like she could have maybe found a way to twist it to be like, look at these people who are just trying to attack little old me, but also there's not much you could do week one. And when the
Yeah,
entire house says, we want you out, then you go
what
for
else are you
that
supposed to
veto,
do?
and that's the
Yeah,
best you could do. And she did it. She
props to
slayed.
her.
She slayed.
Props to her.
Facts.
And I mean, even then, since then, she's probably been a lot more bearable because we have a new, starting Wednesday, we get a little bit of a new enemy,
Mm-hmm.
starting to descend on the Big Brother house. We got a little beef going on in the house this week.
Real.
Um, so
And thank
starting with,
goodness. And thank goodness.
yeah, no, I'm not even gonna act like I don't enjoy this because it is. It's fair. It's interesting. I mean, it keeps you engaged, and I guess that's all you can really ask for because what else are you supposed to like? What is it supposed to just be boring first 2 weeks? No. I'm
Nah.
glad that there's something going on because if there wasn't anything going on, it would just be like the worst season ever, and who wants that?
We don't want the worst
Um,
season ever.
no, exactly. So, timeline of events. Let's go down the list. Jimmy and Keanu are the two heads clashing here. Um, First thing that happened in the chain of events, Jimmy and Vince are having a chit chat in the pantry, and Jimmy's like, "Hey, you should put Keanu up," but that's just a suggestion, even though he really wants Keanu to go home this week because he's working with Zay and all of the other bros.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a bro to go home.
Yeah.
Um, and Keanu was the only bro that he wasn't closely aligned with or friends with. And so he was like, "Hey Vince, you should put up Keanu." And
Because this is my HOH, Vince.
oh, yes,
I'm the
that
reason
was
that you competed. This is my HOH. You may wear the mustache, but I wear the crown this week.
I'm
Real.
frowning.
I'm
I don't like the way that Jimmy was acting from the jump here.
evil.
I completely forgot about that, even though that's like a huge deal. Like you're already super adamant that you are controlling Vince's HOH, and to an extent, yeah, sure, I guess whatever. You have like a very minor amount of power because like sure, he can listen to you a little closer. And that's what he was doing. He was listening to him and he was taking his suggestions to heart, obviously, but he's gonna do that with everyone because he's HOH. But like it's his HOH. He won the
Hmm.
competition. Who cares? It's not your HOH. Anyone who acts like it is, that's like snobby and weird. And it's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So he tells him to put him up, and then um he tells like everyone else in the house,
Yeah.
literally like 90, like I think like 75% of the house is aware that he's going for Keanu. And Rachel decides to tell Keanu because they're close, because they had a moment once and it was really cool. And Keanu's my goat, and Rachel is pretty cool sometimes.
And he is her
Um,
personal trainer this summer. So she
oh,
can't
like really?
she can't let him
Is
go.
that
I'm pretty
canon?
sure that's canon. Like I can't let you leave. You're my trainer. So they got a little buddy
That's their alliance.
their alliance, the personal trainers,
No, literally.
non-copyright.
And then um we get Yanu, who is understandably upset about Jimmy trying to throw him under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes up to Vince. And Vince is like, uh, yeah, he did say to put you up, but but
That's quite the impression.
no. I mean, that's kind of how it was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and so Vince kind of just eggs it on because that's what everybody's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, "Oh, they're beefing, they're beefing. Let them beef. Let them fan the flames."
If someone else is
Um,
having conflict, yeah, that's a win for you.
and he's like, "Okay, well, what do we do about this?" And Vince is like, "Okay, well, what if I do put up Jimmy?" And he's like, "That could be a big move, but like it's still super early."
Mm-hmm.
So he's still dormant on the decision. And then Keanu goes over to freaking Ava, who I don't want to talk about. But either way, Keanu is has a liking towards Ava, and he decides to try and feed her some information to get on her good side. And she just like spits him in the face. I don't know how you could ever do that to a dude like Keanu, but um, Keanu tells her that Jimmy is gunning for him and that he's a snake because he is, rightfully so. He called him a snake. He called him what he is.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't lying about him.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't talking, wasn't throwing him under the bus because he started this. he was the one who started this.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was just trying to get some sympathy and get some alliance. He calls him a snake. And then Ava's like, "Oh, thanks for the information. I'm gonna go tell Jimmy now."
In the one
And
second that Keanu wasn't in the room, as we referenced that any room that Ava's in, Keanu is close to follow. But yeah, a snake, you say?
no, that was like ridiculous. Because how can you call him a snake, Keanu? How could you call Keanu a snake back
Mm-hmm.
when you were the one who started this entire ordeal?
And this again goes along the lines of like, if you could be rooting for Keanu, you could be rooting for Jimmy, whatever you're rooting for. I am rooting for drama, and I feel like I feel like it was a little weird, where it's just like I think Jimmy just wanted to like start something, and that's all this came off as.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm missing a couple
but it's
plot
so
points.
stupid.
It
Like
it
it's dumb.
it is
Not like
dumb.
it's not dumb that it's drama. It's
Hmm.
dumb that nobody knows. Like because most people I would think it would get around that Jimmy was the one who started this all.
Yeah.
Multiple days before the Ava situation happened, when Ava told them that that or when Ava told Jimmy that Keanu told her that he was a
It's
snake.
exhausting.
It's so
There's
exhausting.
too many
But
people in this
like
house.
multiple days before that happened was when Jimmy was scurrying around the house telling everybody that he wanted Keanu to go up on the block.
Hmm.
So how can you tell him that he's a snake when you started this? And it's so unself-aware, and it just makes me a little angry. Because at least everyone who was in the know about this entire situation should immediately be able to clock that
Hmm.
and be like, "Hey, Jimmy, what are you talking about?" I don't know
What's
why
going
nobody
on?
did. Well, maybe because they didn't want to make any, but like, why not make a public enemy number one and just see what happens?
Hmm.
You know, like, why not just
Well,
try and get him out?
well.
Um, that's not what happened because Vince decides to put Kelly up.
Well, you missed the important plot point though of who in the world did Ashley take off the block? That's always the funniest thing where like they gotta ponder for a little bit. It's like, what will Ashley
My name,
nominee do?
I'm Ashley, and I have the power of veto. I have the power to veto one of your nominations, Vince. I will use the power of veto on myself.
What? Well, 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 yeah, that happens. We all kind of knew,
Yeah.
but I know. Like my next point is the Jimmy Keanu of it all, very relevant during this meeting. But to talk, or do we go back to the Kelly? Do we go backwards? Do
Um,
we want to talk about her going up on the block right now?
yes,
Because her going on the
because that's what
block,
we were going into next.
her going on the block, I I was really rooting for Vince. And at the end of this week,
I
I'm not against
think
him.
that it was a good move.
What?
I think it
You
was a
got.
good move.
Okay,
And
tell me.
I'm now after,
Tell me more, Chris. Convince me that I'm
well,
wrong, because I don't agree.
okay, so I mean, I assume your argument is pawns go home.
Yeah.
Pawns go home. And yes, I do understand that. Um, However, first things first, it's week one. Nobody really has a target on your back unless you did anything. Kelly did not do anything. Um, which is a little weird, because like they do hang out and stuff, in,
Mm-hmm.
like the house and So I'm kind of wondering what the other house guests thought about that. And they didn't really show much about their thoughts regarding it. But Kelly didn't know that Pawn's home, apparently, allegedly. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like
Um,
Riley was
Spectacular
talking about
line.
well, Riley was talking about how America votes for the winner in the end. That's that's the same amount of knowledge that Kelly had about pawns going home. Sorry, I totally cut you off. I
No,
got
but
so
like
upset about that.
like I'm intrigued now. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, Riley thought,
Riley literally said to somebody in the house, I think it might have been Kelly about like, oh, like America votes in the end. Who what Big Brother are you watching? Because
well, is he
I think
talking about America's favorite house guest?
he was talking about the winner, like of the whole season. And I think
He
like
was actually Jesus.
Riley
What?
Big Brother. If I just look up Riley Big Brother, a lot of other information is going to come up.
Is that true?
I looked up Riley Big Brother, and the Google search comes up Riley Big Brother 27 baby, Riley Big Brother baby
Baby.
mama. There's
Oh,
a lot going on outside of the
he
house.
also has
I'm not America. Your jaw dropped.
I didn't know about this.
There's a lot of other tea
There's a lot of
surrounding.
Riley lore that can be
There's
looked into.
Riley scandal that we don't truthfully, according. I've done a little digging, also in my TikTok re-downloading. I feel like there's not enough that I know to like report on it on the show. If you
Yeah,
know, you know, and if you
if
don't,
you
look up Riley Big Brother T if you would like to.
know.
There sounds like there's some scandal outside of the house. Um, and who knows, maybe this is a little trying to save face on national television. But I digress. I need to start taking better notes on my live feed watching. We've established Chris does not indulge.
I don't have the live feeds. I don't have access to the live.
I do. Like I was waiting until
Um,
like 12:30 the night that they started, and I was there watching Jimmy and Rachel of all people. So I will take better notes next time, but I'm like 99% sure Riley was talking to someone outside. I think it may have been Kelly referencing America voting on the winner in the end. They did it like season 1. I think in other countries they do. But you were gonna say something about Kelly. I'm so sorry.
oh no, I was just talking about how I loved her line when she was like, apparently pawns go home.
And
That was
Quinn
really
Martin
funny.
is rolling around in his grave. He is alive and well. But like, did you even see last season? Yeah. What do you? Apparently, is the funniest
Apparently.
word.
That was why it was so funny, because it was apparently pawns go home. But I mean, like to an extent, she's not. It wasn't the worst move ever because it was so early, and she just thought
Mm,
that like you can social game your way out of a first week
yes.
like nomination.
I just think it's weird because they painted this
And
picture like they were so close, like they're a final two, they're chilling. And it's like, yes, the person that I need most in this house, on the block you go. Why? I don't understand why you would risk that. Getting ahead of
it was
myself, like
because
with the
they wanted to
outcome.
keep it a secret, but like why?
He cried. He cried for hours. Again, the night that the feeds came back, he was sitting with Kelly and Keanu outside on the couch, sobbing
They
over
had that in the
putting.
episode.
Oh, it lasted a long
The
time.
when
Sobbing over something that he did not have to do. I don't know. I guess in the end, it's whatever. They got
yeah,
lucky. That's great. Vince, the last thing that this mustache wants to do is make a decision. And so when Kelly's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go up," like the week prior, he's like, "Oh, so easy way out, yay!" The the one thing that I wanted so bad, I do love Vince. I am rooting for him. Was I wanted it to be a tie vote, so he'd have to make a choice. But that's getting ahead of myself.
I really was wishing it would be a tie as well.
It was kind of like
Um,
last season when I wanted America's veto. I wanted Quinn to be put on the block just because I wanted things to be shaken up and I wanted him to be like, "Wake up, Quinn!" But everyone knows he has my heart. So continue.
Bruce.
A year later,
Um,
and I'm still yapping.
Still
anyway,
yapping about
anyway,
Quinn.
that's on Kelly.
Um,
And now,
where
meeting
were we?
adjourned.
Oh, yeah, veto meeting adjourned.
We're gonna close the box, right?
The box is being closed. Wait, I just want to say something real quick.
And this is the
Um,
first veto meeting.
this is the first veto meeting, girl.
Go
Um,
BB27.
and Jimmy attempts to have a little theater kid moment. Um,
I mean, that's true.
no, like
That is so true. Live,
he
laugh, love,
was
Jimmy.
like he was like, I just want everybody to know that Keanu is a snake and a lying person, and he's a terrible person, and he's a liar, and the snake bites back because he called me a snake, but I'm gonna embrace the fact that he didn't even say he was gonna something about a snake biting a back and snakes and biting. And
Thank you, Chris.
Keanu mocks him with the best line of all time. He just looks at him. He's like, "How long did you take to come up with that?"
Jimmy was like, to my knowledge, planning all night the night before and was like,
Are you serious?
he
That
was
was
like,
actually
it
planned.
was planned. He's like, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do
I
this
know
thing at
that
the
he
veto
asked
meeting.
Rachel, but like,
Should I do
I
this?
didn't think it was like anything past that.
He asked Rachel. I think he was kind of like just like planning it, like saying things out loud or whatever, because I knew again, I'm not like super hardcore into the live feeds, but I knew when the feeds cut for like at least an hour, I'm like, oh, it's the veto meeting, and they're gonna do like a little blow up, and we're just gonna see the result of it. Um, and then of course we didn't get this until Wednesday, and this happened like Sunday into Monday night. And so he planned this whole thing, like, yeah, you're gonna call me a snake. Well, this snake bites back, and he's like, "Ooh, fuel!" Like he's like on fire, and then Keanu just calls him out. It's like, "Oh, like that's what you were spending all your time on? Like how long?" I thought it was so funny because like Jimmy really thought he did something, and I
Because it just makes no sense.
think
That's like it
mhm,
doesn't make any sense. He went to the entire house
yeah,
before Keanu called him out. And he
yeah,
wasn't even being a snake when he was calling him out. He was just calling him out.
yeah,
He wasn't he was being truthful. He was telling Ava that he was gunning for him behind his back because of that because that was the other thing that made me feel like he was like trying to make Keanu out like he was the bad person for having that conversation with him out in the yard the day before.
mhm.
And he when he that was funny, by the way. Um let's backtrack to that because I want to talk about that little conversation where he was like, "Hey man, like let's talk about this." And they were
Mm-hmm.
like just chit-chatting and he was like, "Jimmy, like are we cool? Like do you trust me?" He was like, "Yeah, of course. Like why wouldn't you trust me?" He was like, "Well, like if I was in he was like if I was lying to you, I'd be sitting right in front of your face telling you that these things trying to intimidate you as he was sitting right in front of his face trying to intimidate him. And intimidated he was because I know he was having a little there was a there was definitely some intimidation factor going on, at least with the way production framed it because Jimmy was mauling. He was real angry,
Mm-hmm.
and real scared when he was telling him about that because he knew that he called him out,
Mm-hmm.
which is why he decided to mobilize even harder after that. And it just kind of blew up, and now it's beef for some reason.
Oh, there's
It's
a lot of
beef and not Jimmy
beef
is
going
a
on.
fake Jimmy. It should be Jimmy is a fake. Mm, not a great guy. He's just fake, and instead Keanu gets roped into this. I don't think most people really like think that he's in the wrong, um, except for maybe like some of the people who didn't like him prior, who
Mm-hmm.
were also closely aligned with Jimmy, like someone like Morgan or something like that, maybe. But regardless. It was just so dumb. It was a
Mm-hmm.
stupid move. It was stupid. The house guests were dumb for not realizing how much of a lie he was telling.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just not just Keanu who can lie. Whole lot of lying from Jimmy as well.
I
More lying,
I
more
feel
serious.
like this whole bit was just very strange. It felt like it was just very orchestrated for TV.
Yeah,
Where Jimmy on in the first couple episodes was so against Rachel, and then the first thing we see when the feeds come up are the two of them like kikiing, you know?
yeah,
And I feel like he's kind of playing off of her energy of like, we need to be entertaining. We're on television. And maybe it's because we saw the entire thing like start to finish of well naturally in the edit it's like oh yes we're going to show Jimmy talking to Vince and then Vince is annoyed but he's also like not that annoyed and then we're going to go to Keanu finding out and then we're going to go to him calling him a snake and it was just kind of like all just kind of in this neat little package where it's like this big blow up that kind of just flopped because it was just
yeah.
kind of nothing. Because now they're like, it's not like the screaming
They're still
matches
on it though.
happen. It's still like going on, but I don't know. I felt like it felt very orchestrated
Yeah,
in that way,
for sure.
but also kind of glad to see something happen. I mean, it's
It's week
like
one.
the very first video, and it's like, wait, I gotta say something. And I'm like, please continue doing this. Please do this every week
Please
because
continue doing this.
say what you will about last season with Angela, she went cuckoo week one, but it was entertaining. And if you were all for Matt, then maybe you didn't care for it. I thought it was great. It's like, whoa, what's happening? Um, keep doing. We want drama. I just feel like I want a little bit more like authentic drama
Yes, I want authentic drama. That's
going
like I'm
forward.
not against drama, but
Make it
for
real.
I'm not for drama that just makes the person doing the accusation look stupid.
Yeah.
That's like if it was like someone who's cracking down on someone who deserves to be criticized, like if it was Keanu in that situation who was making those claims,
Also
telling,
had nothing to do with the veto. It's not even like Jimmy went on the block
yeah,
or
none of
Keanu
them were touching the block.
or like last season. Again, I keep bringing up last season, I know, but it's most fresh in my mind when Tucker wanted Quinn to go on the block when you took Angela down. He's like, that's not what was supposed to happen. It's like, ooh, what was supposed to happen? It was just like Kelly's on the block. It's nothing to do with Jimmy, nothing to do with Keanu. And it was just like, while we're gathered here, let's talk about biting.
Let's talk about
But
Keanu and how much of a
so that's why it
fake.
was just kind of like, okay. But I don't know. I'm glad to see again week one a little bit of Ashley didn't even get to close the box, and it's like I need to say something. Okay, Jimmy. Okay, I see you.
Really, Jimmy?
Diva. Continue.
But yeah, no, I agree. It's good TV, and it hopefully will carry the momentum into the future. I
Yep.
guess we'll have to see what the Keanu and Jimmy beef entail because now we're on to Thursday, last day. Very action-packed, less Keanu and what's his Keanu and Jimmy. Oh my gosh, too many names to remember. Because we have a new feud in the
Yes.
house. Zay is up on the block. His back is against the wall. The only thing he has left is the AI, not the AI, the BB blockbuster.
Which
It's the only
I
hope.
I want to point out that the BB blockbuster is two words. Because when we were first talking about it, all the articles were referring to the blockbuster as one word. So I just thought about the store. I just thought about movies. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh, we're going to bring this back forever and always. It's the blockbuster. I'm like, the only way it makes sense is if it is the blockbuster. They're on the block. They're taking themselves off. They're busting the block.
Yeah,
And
they're
I don't know
busting the
why.
block.
There was something about it being one word that like aggravated me, and then they displayed it, and it is in fact two words. So that's a win. Sorry. Production gets a point back after I was outraged on the poor design of the
Minor grammatical
room.
mistake.
They did it right. I'm glad. I'm glad. Sorry. I
Yeah.
got really excited to talk about that.
No,
Proceed.
you're so, but like, I was also thinking the exact same thing.
It's like I love how you bring up like, oh yeah, remember this thing with Keanu and Jimmy out like their conversation. I'm like, yeah, and I don't remember all the details of it, but I do remember that
Do you remember
blockbuster.
the
Two
blockbuster was two
words.
words?
Continue. I'm
I'm
sorry.
continuing. Where were we? I don't
New
remember.
feud.
We were at the new. Oh yeah, Zay has his back against the wall. He's on the block, and he needs as many allies as he can get. However, um, after sitting outside, I believe Zay realizes that the women are conspiring against him.
You people conspiring against me.
They're conspiring against him,
Mm-hmm.
and he decides to confront Rachel about
Hmm.
it because he kind of clocked it. She was the one who was like, I mean, like that's where most of the like that's she's like the core of the all girl alliance because they all want to be aligned with her.
Mm.
And she was the one who put that idea in their heads in the gym that one day.
Mm-hmm.
And and then he just figures it out. So he went straight to her, um, and he was like, "Look, like if I'm HOH next week, everyone who's conspiring against me is going to be a potential target on my potential nomination list."
Yeah.
And um, that was a completely valid thing to say, but why would you just like outright like obviously you're gunning for the HOH. Obviously you're gonna have to put somebody up. Um,
I don't. I'm gonna bring it up again
yeah.
with last season, Angela and Matt. Matt said to Angela, "If you put me on the block, I'm coming for you next week." And she was so like, "You just told the HOH that you're going to come after me." And it's like, well, yes, it makes sense. If you put
Yeah.
Matt on the block, naturally, Matt's gonna come after you next week. But while you're in this vulnerable position, why say it?
Yeah.
Why we
Why
gotta
would you say that? You're on the block.
So Rachel, icon. I look at icon. I wrote down some quotes from this conversation, and she warns him. Careful coming for the queen. You're gonna get beheaded. Ugh, how long was she sitting on that one,
Hard.
though?
That was hard. She probably didn't have to think much to
I think she just got
get
it.
that one.
She
I
just
think
got
she
that
just
one.
has that in her. She's kind of hit. She's cool like that. Um, but either way, Zay and Rachel are beefing now. Um, what else
They
did we get?
they yell. This is as the live feeder of the two of us. There's another point that I have to bring up that's really important to me because the Zay and Rachel arguments went on for days. And there's this one portion where Zay is upstairs chilling with like Zach, like over the balcony, and she's walking downstairs. So now they're yelling across the house. And there's this glorious moment that made me laugh because Zay unfortunately came off as really clueless when he said this one particular line. So I went back to my lovely friends online that capture screenshots and screen whatever of the feeds when I don't. In the episode, he says, "As long as I'm in this house, there's no way you win 2 seasons of Big Brother." It's like, ooh, okay, the actual thing that he said, quote, "As long as I'm in this house, there's no way you win twice in a row." Or not in a row, but there's no way you win 2 seasons of Big Brother. Dude was so flustered and tried to come off like really big man on Big Brother and was trying to like game on Rachel, trying to act all tough. And bro said
Well,
like twice in a row. She was on 15 years ago. Bro was so
yeah,
flustered. And unfortunately, Big Brother did us a disservice by editing his lines to clean it up.
I
Whatever.
don't know. They got to
Whatever.
sanitize it somehow.
I thought it was just so funny. Like they could have done like the record scratch. Like, oh no, it like no. He just sounded like a little bit more polished than flustered. Bro was so flustered. He could not take it. And she's funny too, because she's got like those one-liners, and then it just kind of is like, okay, what did she just say? But he was flopping, as far as I'm
He
concerned.
was
He was
flopping like a fish.
flopping like a
Yeah.
fish. But yeah, that was the funny part of the episode where it's like any of these people could go home. Let's tell you what the drama is. And so that was the Zay drama.
That was the drama. And then we're moving right along past the beef into more Kelly stuff.
Mm.
Um, we got another compilation of her being I don't want to say annoying.
I wrote
Pesky.
I wrote that
Pesky is a
as
good word.
like they were
Pesky.
portraying it as like Kelly's annoying, here's a package of it.
Yeah.
It was a whatever.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, this person could go home, let's show you why. The thing I remember the most was the Zach thing, where she just continuously reminds people that he won 10K. He's like, dude, like,
That was really funny.
stop that.
That was really funny. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was funny.
I think it's kind of funny, but I totally understand. Like, obviously, yes, from Zach's perspective, he's like, stop it. Stop. Like, I
That's
don't
why
need,
it's
like,
so funny.
people are on the block for a shower. I don't need you to remind people of this. Please stop talking. But from her perspective, like honestly, unfortunately, I could totally see myself being like that. I've done stuff like that in the past where it's like something kind of random happened like many years ago and I'll bring it up in some argument like to this date. I'll just be like, "Yeah, remember when you did that? That was kind of dumb." Like, "No, stop it. Don't bring that up." It's like, "Yeah,
Don't do
remember the 10K?"
that.
I don't even think it was as strategic as
It
it's just
doesn't
like
even like
LOL.
they don't even know that it affects the gameplay either, so it like doesn't do anything.
Not
Like he just
really. I feel like some people have tried to justify like, oh, this could be a target on his back because the I don't know. You want money? That's cool. They don't know the rest of it. The only thing I could see is like he's won more competitions than those who haven't won anything. But that has nothing to do with the 10K. It's just like
no.
that would be like, oh yeah, remember when Zach won that comp beast, right? Am I right? It wasn't
He
even
found
strategic.
Julie.
It was just bro found
He
Julie and then
listened. Bro
Fortnite
listened.
emoted. And but that was like the main thing that I remember in the Kelly Pesky compilation because he's just like bro, chill out,
Stop.
stop,
Chill, bro.
chill, bro. Mm. LOL. Yeah.
And
They didn't even
final
have like
topic.
Amy annoying compilation. I think going into this blockbuster and vote, it was just like Amy is attached to Rachel. What can we say? That's all we got. Accomplice meant nothing at this point.
Literally. But like they ditched the accomplice
Oh
and
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
That's fine. Because we still have the BB blockbuster. AI
What?
Arena blockbuster.
Two words. This just in.
Word.
Blockbuster. Yeah.
And basically, same exact rules as last year.
mm.
We get three nominees are battling to get off the block. Um, so it's between Kelly, Zay, and Amy, the three people on the block currently. And they had to unscramble words relating to an object in the room somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And once they had them unscrambled, they just grabbed the item that they needed and they locked it in. It was all quick and easy. And Kelly succeeded. She
Mm-hmm.
completed her mission. Power to her.
Yeah.
She, definitely massive ups to Kelly
Mm-hmm.
because the odds of her making out of that, wow, were so low.
I
Um,
have to say, going into this comp, I kind of wanted justice for stupidity, if I'm being very honest. I was like, oh, I think it's not even against Kelly as much as just the play of like you're so confident going on the block, I kind of want you to go. But then she went into the competition, which by the way, I couldn't figure out a single word except for the word with. Everything else I couldn't unscramble. Maybe I wasn't like paying attention enough. I feel like maybe they didn't show us at home. Like we couldn't play along. Whatever.
yeah.
But she locked it in and she did like the little like leaning on her hip, like kind of hip like stance. She has some kind of stance going on. And I was like, okay, I see you. I didn't want
That was
to,
cool.
but I see you. It was like this kind of I wanted to say confidence, but I also think it was like a nervousness too because I she found out that sometimes pawns go home and then after she realized that apparently that happens, she locked in. Good for her. Good for her.
Apparently, sometimes pawns go home. Apparently, sometimes. Not
Apparently
always.
that'll that'll happen on the show where America votes at the end too. Anyway, at
But
least people
either
watch like an
way,
episode.
we still have our beloved AI arena back in a new form, and I'm so glad.
I agree. One thing they need to change though is when they walk down those steps and they're just like silent for like a minute. I was just like, who won? Go you three walk downstairs looking all sad like. And then once you get to the landing, we'll announce who won. That is still painfully awkward. I don't know if you have any opinion on that, right? Like they walked out. I was just like, okay.
Okay,
I can't
Kelly
wait as
won.
a viewer to find out everything I already know.
I
I
mean,
don't.
they don't dwell on it for too long, so I
I
guess
felt
it's
like they
not
still
that huge.
dwell too
Oh yeah,
long.
no, they do. They do dwell. They be dwelling.
They
That's for
do
sure.
be dwelling. Please cease
Um,
dwelling. I want
it's
none
the
more
dwelling.
dwell. That's a little awkward. I hope that next week they fix that. But all last season they pretty much did that same thing. So I don't know. The house guests are eagerly waiting to find out who won, and I already know who won, and I just gotta watch like Amy and Zay just like act or Kelly look all sad like with Amy and Zay like sucks guys. I don't know who won. Sorry, I'll stop that rant. I want them to fix it. We get the outcome of the blockbuster.
Who knows? Maybe they will.
Please,
But
production, listen to my plea.
for now, we're stuck with the bookshelf diary room, and
They're not listening to
we're
me.
stuck
I
with
think I
all
made
of
good
the
points.
programming L's.
Uh,
We could start a tally of all the programming L's.
I have some notes. I'll write my letter to production. Maybe I'll start with the BB interns. Hey
Yeah,
guys, I have some suggestions. No, just kidding. Unless
but
anyway, Kelly win. Good for
regardless,
her.
Kelly wins, and we're back to the same predicament we were just in. Um, it's Rachel versus Zay, basically.
Basically, yep.
Um, basically just Rachel versus Zay. And because Amy isn't doing anything to save herself, which is why I was favoring her to lose.
Mm.
Not like lose, obviously, by going home, of course. But I started to tally the notes before the vote, and I realized that it definitely would have been um like not even close regardless.
Hmm.
Even if like he came off, she still would have had the votes to stay. Um, unless I, well, I mean, I don't know.
Going into it, I didn't necessarily sit down with like all the names, but I figured for the most part, people who wanted to vote out Zay or wanted to vote out Kelly, it wasn't because they disliked the other as much as it's they wanted Amy to stay
Yeah,
because they liked her, they liked Rachel, or they wanted to get closer. Or maybe it's just a girls thing. Ah, bringing back the girls. But I feel like most of the votes against the others were pro Amy, as opposed to oftentimes people will just keep someone because they dislike the other person more.
mm,
I feel like Amy didn't really do much. She
she
didn't have
didn't.
a lot to be like, yeah, we need her out.
She was like, "Oh, I had the craziest week of any first Big Brother player ever," and she was like, "I flipped a switch and pressed a button and flipped a lever," and I was like,
Crazy.
"That's crazy." Um, but
Nothing crazier has happened week one. Certainly
ex
no crazy eyes ever in a week one of Big Brother. Is that me?
crazy
Am
eyes.
I crazy eyes?
I don't know. Maybe we both are.
Maybe the real crazy eyes are the
Um,
friends we evicted along the way.
however,
However.
um, after the blockbuster, we get the live vote and eviction, as always, of course. Um, and so yeah, that I mean, I guess I'll just get straight to it. A 9-5 vote in favor of Zay. Zay was the first person evicted from Big Brother 27. And am I surprised? Not necessarily. Um, yeah, he was a smart guy. He was smart He was, I was just, I mean, I feel like I was just talking about this, or at least in the beginning of this, because he's a cool guy, and I intentionally use the word uh is instead of was because he's gone now.
Goodbye.
He's gone now,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. And am I too beat up about it? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
He is, he's just a dude.
At the end of the day, that is quite simply all I could say about Zay. Is just like he's just a dude. I think that his defense at the end was
He
basically he's
wasn't
like,
lying.
if you keep me around, I'll go after Rachel, who we all want to go after. And it really was a decision of are you pro Rachel or are you anti Rachel? And by evicting him, the entire house let everyone know where they stood because his defense, I think his line of defense was good. He's like, you guys want to make a move? You want a bigger target out there? You want someone who is not afraid to say that they're going after the Rachel Riley? Keep me in. I think that was a great last minute
It
defense.
was a great way of framing it. He
But
did a
it
great job.
but the house clearly made
They
their
didn't buy it.
decision.
Yeah.
Are they going to regret that in the future? Great chance. I don't know. Besides that last line of defense, no offense to Zay, just some dude. Um, I think it's really interesting. I'm not gonna say that we're fortune tellers that we could see into the future, but he was the last pick on the dodgeball team. There were, he was the last person left on the list when we did our draft. There's a bunch of house guests that I feel completely different about from their preseason interviews versus even just the premiere. And now we're, what, 4 episodes in? I feel like some of these people are completely different from what my first impression of them was. I think I liked him a little bit more when he played the game than I did just that preseason interview. But throughout the last week, it's just like, yeah, it's just one of the dude bros. One of the burger boys, actually. Bro is the buns, as he
The
explained. I
buns.
forgot we didn't
We
explain the
completely
burger
forgot about Burger
boys.
Boys.
Well, it don't matter, cause the burger they threw out the burger. Aw, in the
Mm.
garbage. Now there's no buns. No buns. Maybe it's a lettuce wrapped burger, and Will is real important because I think he called him the lettuce. Yeah, imagine being in a alliance like you're the lettuce of this burger. Okay. Anyway, none more Zay. None more Zay. Um. Oh yeah, I wrote. I wrote Zay parentheses burger boy. Um. Because some of the notes that I had on the vote itself, because going in, like I said, I didn't fully clock like who was going in what direction. It seemed like it was, for the most part, it was kind of like the girls kept Amy, except for Kelly. Um, and
And the guys kept um kept say except for Riley.
which was
And I
interesting.
do have a theory about that.
Tell me your theory.
I think it's because of Catherine.
I kind of
I
thought that
think that
too.
him and Catherine are actually like as little as we saw. My dad noticed that
Mm-hmm.
we hardly ever see Catherine and Mickey
Mm-hmm.
in the diary room or anywhere.
Which, okay, couple quick points. So annoyed that Catherine and Mickey, after the BB blockbuster, they were talking by the bathroom, like trying to decide like what they were going to do. I wanted to hear those two so bad, and all we heard was Kelly shout out her family. And like, good for you. Yes, you won. This is important. Like the first BB blockbuster winner, like that's a big deal. Sure, I'm not going to discredit her. I wanted to hear Mickey and Catherine because I like those two. I like I want to see more from them, and they were silenced.
Yeah.
Also, I was falling asleep watching the feeds, and the feed switched to a camera one of these nights to Adrian sitting by the hot tub and Riley like drowning himself. He was like drowning in this hot tub. He comes out, he like squishes the water out of his hair. He goes, I don't know, maybe I'll get in a showmance with her. And I'm just like, who is her? Who are we talking about? It had to be Catherine, right?
It
I
was
want to
definitely
see
her.
more of what's happening there. I want the details. So it's interesting that you say the same thing because I feel like they aren't showing enough. Was
She only
Riley just
exists
influenced?
like 5% of the time, and I'm sure they're talking like not in the diary room, but she doesn't record every thought she has to say.
Yeah. They really didn't show
But
her much.
yeah, I digress. Maybe we'll see him more once, or maybe we'll see her more when it starts to tie out to chill out a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Um,
in the next week, I want to see more Catherine. I want to see more Mickey because I'm rooting for Mickey. She's
yeah, I
in
hope
my
she locks
household.
in.
I believe my dad's number one pick preseason. I'm like, give me more of her.
Hmm. Well, I guess we'll have to find out.
Wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Um, so Zay gets evicted, 5-9, and Rachel, after threatening to slam the door on him, did not slam the door on him.
Decides against it. I was waiting. Again, I want the drama. We didn't get a lot of the drama. It's okay.
Hmm,
Maybe she
it's
wasn't
whatever.
feeling it. Because Zach was sobbing. We talk about that. He was like hysterical.
Yes, and so was freaking Riley.
Yeah, which is funny.
Where does that come from?
You've known each other for a week. I say that like hesitantly because I'm not in the Big Brother house. You know, I've existed about my past week looking at every TikTok under the sun, interacting with so many different people. I guess when you're just locked with these people for 1 week, you think you know them so bad that you're gonna
Yeah.
sob over them leaving the house. But okay, Zach. And Riley? What's up with that?
That's how he looked. He was like,
Do it again.
that's what his head was like down in
Because
his
he did it.
collar.
He knows what he did.
It was Catherine. That's who convinced him. I
Well,
just know it.
and clearly this was a very big, like, whoa, can't believe he did that. Because even Julie's like, wants to spill the tea. Like, Zay, you'll never guess who voted you out. Guess. Guess
Yeah.
anyway. And I mean, he knows, which means that there's not a battle back, which I didn't really think there was if there's 17 house guests. I'm crossing my
Yeah.
fingers for a triple eviction. I think those are messy.
They are definitely going to have multiple of those this
Oh,
year, especially with the
please.
17 house guests.
Right?
I'm sure we're going to get like two.
Oh, they're like exhausting. I gotta whip up my graphics real quick, but like, I like them. They're crazy.
Yeah,
But
no, for
Rachel,
sure.
sorry, Julie was really excited to tell Zay, like, hee, Riley voted you out. He's like, what? What?
Whoa.
What?
And the thing with um the accomplice as well. She was like, "Do you want to know who it was?" And he was like, "Are you offering?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I want to see." And then they brought her up on the screen.
If it meant
Why don't you
more,
look behind me?
yeah. What? If it meant more, it would be interesting. Because he could also be like, wow, I was sitting next to the accomplice. I had no idea. I wish they had
Yeah,
her do stuff throughout the week and be like, oh, I wish it was that they were still trying to figure out who it was.
yeah.
It totally flopped.
We
And,
can't cry over spilled milk.
but can you not bring up the spilled milk again? We
Oh,
cleaned up the milk. Just let
I
it
think
be.
we've cleaned the milk up.
I think the person who gets evicted this Thursday, I think Julie again is going to be like, "Do you want to know who the accomplice is?" And it's going to
And
be
she's gonna
even
do that
more
for every
irrelevant. I'm good.
she's gonna
Leave
do
it
that for
alone.
everyone.
They're going to go home. They're going to catch up on the season and they're going to find out in 2 hours. You watch the premiere, you watch the first 30 minutes of the Sunday episode, and you know who it was, and that's the end of the story. Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I shall digress.
We made it to the end of week 1.
Oh my gosh.
And we're on to week 2.
What?
Week 2 is gonna start so soon.
So soon. Slay.
Slay.
I wish we saw the HOH comp.
Yeah,
What happened to those days?
I know that somebody wins. I know that there's a winner and that they put somebody up, but I can't tell you who it is.
I can! I won't.
You need to watch the episode.
Yes, that's the only way you find out. Not live feeds.
The diary room.
The diary room!
The diary room. I am now down a draft pick,
It's true.
but I'm not out. I'm still in it. This has been your favorite Big Brother commentary show. Yes, yours. Yes, you.
You. You.
Yours. You.
Yours. Mine.
Mine.
Ours.
Yours. Ours.
He, she, we. Diary room.
Everyone's. Thank you so much for coming and listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.